Okay, we are live. It is MOR 8, Division B, North America. I am casting this match. Yes, Burgle. And our co-caster is Kamichiwa343. Say hello. Do something, I guess. You there?
Sorry, what was that?
I said say hello.
Oh, hello everybody.
Yeah, we're casting with this guy. This is gonna be great. We're waiting for CFX to join us here. But yeah, we're just hanging out, talking about things. That's about it. That's all we got.
Yeah, this should be an exciting match. I think we have the number one placement in Div B right now for NA. White Knight Legions. They haven't lost a match yet this season. So this will be exciting because they're going up against Clan Crossfire, who so far has had a little bit of a rough start. They played a Div A team their first week, and that went about as well as to be expected. I don't
Oh,
think
yikes.
any Div B team has performed well against a Div A team. And then the second week they went up against the second place team in Div B. So they're off to a little bit of a very trying start. I think they've got to step up to the challenge tonight. Um, White Knight Legions has definitely set the bar very high, so we'll see if they can rise to it.
Yep. I wonder, has White Knight Legion fought a Div A team yet?
They have not. They fight 228 Blackwatch next week.
Oh wow, you guys get the shaft from EMP and they get 228. Look at these guys.
Yeah, I mean, arguments can be made that not all Div A teams are created equally, but still, based on Blackwatch's performance when they fought a Div B team last week, White Knight Legions is still going to be hard pressed.
Oh yeah,
It's going to be
definitely.
a very difficult match.
Gosh, we're throwing shade already. Matches haven't even started.
I'm excited to see. Honestly, this season has been fantastic so far in every division. I haven't seen any games that were that I wished I hadn't seen. They've all been super entertaining, super fun to watch, fantastic to play in. I might add.
Yeah, I think the only really shocking match I watched was White Knight Legion versus 42. They won 5-0, and that's pretty terrifying.
Oh yeah, week one. That was an interesting match to watch. 42 is another one of those teams that's getting off to a little bit of a rough start because they go up against some of the highest seeded teams in the division right off the bat.
Yep, just throw you in the deep end.
Yeah.
Kind of feel bad for those
Um.
guys.
Yeah. Do you want to go over the a map strat for drop one before? See if we can do a little bit of prophecy and prediction,
Sure, yeah, we can do that.
just to fill time until Crossfire accepts the invite.
Yep. All right, the map strat is up. Take it away.
So it looks like we have White Knight Legion starting from team. I'm gonna try to use this fancy new map strat. There we go. So many new buttons I can press. All right, so I'm expecting to see range out of these guys, to be honest. A lot of AC2s and ER large lasers because there is a ton of tonnage, excuse the pun, on this first drop. And I expect to see annihilators, lots of 100-tonners, maybe some light cappers since this is a fairly large map. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, maybe we'll get a Bravo to Bravo push or an Alpha to Alpha push right across those two. That would be nice.
That
Nice
would
big
be
push.
extremely exciting. White Knight Legions is known to be a fairly aggressive team, so it'll be interesting to see if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be them. If we don't see a push, I think we'll probably see some firing lines set up. Oh, wrong color. Probably see some firing lines set up in this castle area.
You might want
Maybe
to
a
make the
couple
lines
mix.
thicker because like I can't see him from the OBS.
Okay, here we go. Is that thick enough?
Yeah, extra thick.
Okay.
It is.
I think we'll see a couple people trading back here, possibly. To be honest, on Team 2, I have no idea what we're going to see. It's kind of a rough side to be on, to be honest, from my experience. So,
Yeah, especially if they come down the Echo 4 line and push you right in, like you're kind of stuck in this little area back here.
yeah, definitely. Same goes if Team 1 pushes as well. There's not a lot of places where you can go from this area.
Yeah, once any team applies pressure to another receiving team, things get really dicey because, either way it goes, whichever team pushes just took map control, and now they just have to worry about lights and pinning those people down, and they can just run for the caps, and that's usually where
Exactly.
big things happen.
I think a lot of this map is going to be decided with the decks they decide to bring as well, because with this much tonnage, it's possible to bring an entire deck without a single light mech. I've seen a lot of Phoenix Hawk 2s recently. A lot of teams are bringing those. Some teams have consolidated tonnage a little bit and dropped piranhas and stuff. I know EMP dropped a piranha last night and dropped extremely heavy on the top end. So it will be interesting to see if either team decides to bring a capping light or if they stick with those pseudo lights, lighter medium mechs to try to run the caps.
Yeah, the thing about that, when you run mediums, you have to sacrifice tonnage from your big mechs, and that removes the annihilators from the equation. So I think both teams are going
Even
to try and just capitalize on bringing those annihilators with all that armor.
true. Even with 625 tonnage, though, you can still bring a couple annihilators.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tonnage in this drop.
All right,
We,
CFX is in the lobby now. Okay.
here we go. Oh, they lost somebody.
Uh-oh.
Oh, apparently Mr. Sommer was bored now. This is not
Hmm.
good.
That's not
Well,
good.
it's about to get real interesting real quick. So just hang on.
Yeah, let's hope his arrogance is just as good as his piloting. What's kind of interesting is WKL only brought 545 tons, and they're not up to capacity.
Wow, that is really surprising to see. They might still be shuffling mechs around though, because I'm pretty sure that's underneath the minimum tonnage.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to at least bring 575 tons. Yeah, they're shuffling a little bit.
Yep.
Let's see if one team decides to go, it's been 10 minutes, so they could force a 7-man drop, I think.
Uh-oh.
Is that a Batman stream transfer I just saw?
I have no idea what that is. All I did
And
was I put it in, and that's it.
and MWO leaks just like increasing and decreasing inside for the seed
Yep.
transfer. That is amazing. That brings back memory. Apparently, somebody just realized the other team dropped in lobby.
Uh, I just want to see mechs blow up already.
Only time. As soon as we pick up 8 from CXF. Other deck options. Let's see. If they bring 3 Annihilators, I think AC2s are probably going to be your best bet for this map. High DPS, high range.
Yeah, definitely.
Seen,
AC2s and ER large lasers.
yeah, I've seen a lot of Annihilator 1Ps, which I've been surprised about.
Yeah,
It's
the
a
laser
fantastic
variants.
mech, but I don't know. It may not have the DPS to trade on this map. It'll be interesting to see what they opt for. Pretty sure you can also bring like 6 assault mechs with your lightest mech being something like a Kintaro. So they could potentially bring something like triple Cyclops, IV4, triple Archers, and a Kintaro, and just brawl rush one side.
Yeah, that would be exciting to watch. Okay, we're waiting on one more from Clan Crossfire. Oh goodness, falling asleep here.
It's not that late at night. What you're West Coast, right?
Yeah, it's like 6:40 right now.
Oh my goodness, dude! If you're falling asleep that early, we're in trouble.
Just gonna take a nap while these guys get ready.
I'll wake you up.
Yep.
Let's see if anybody in chat has said anything interesting. Go MJ12. MJ12 is a pseudo unit of White Knight Legion right now. I'm pretty sure we have Texan Scrub Lord and Brower and John McFuzzy on the team currently. One thing I would really like to see tonight is a couple of meme decks, maybe from White Knight Legions. I know Mr. Samaru loves his memes, so it'll be interesting. I mean, they're capable of anything. Last season, they brought a couple Zeuses into the mix on one of the drops, which you never see.
Oh
So,
yeah. During week one, they also brought like triple Uziels to
oh my
mining
goodness.
collective. It was pretty interesting because it worked. That was the scary part.
Is that the same drop they brought the Thanatos?
Uh, I think it was the same match. I don't know if it was the same drop though.
Oh wow. And that's another mech you never see. So we could potentially see some very innovative strats coming from White Knight Legion. If Clan Crossfire sticks to their traditional decks, we could see, we'll probably see the Annihilators. That's what they've been bringing for the past couple weeks. Looks like we have all full teams in the lobby, so we're just waiting on them to sort out their tonnage issues.
Yep.
I don't think we'll see any kite strategies coming from either team, though, since there's so much weight and you don't have a lot of mobility.
Yep. All right, team one is locked.
Oh, here we go.
Yes, exciting
Just,
things.
and we got 5 minutes before we just go. Force White Knights to drop with what they have.
You know, it would be funny if you could like force a drop and everybody that's unreadied gets kicked out of the lobby.
Oh my goodness.
That would be
Maybe,
exciting.
I'm thinking we need to add that right after we add a button that switches teams.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so Team 1 did lock in Alpha Bravo, so we'll definitely see something on CSJ Hill.
Yeah, they're stacking that right side, almost forsaking Charlie completely, or the left side. So they either brought a really light mech in Bravo, which they can rush Kappa with, or they're just going to consolidate on Theta and Epsilon.
Yep.
Gamma's pretty much free for, or both teams have a very free home cap.
Okay, both teams are ready.
Alrighty, they are ready, but they're still under tonnaged, so I'm going to ask them if they're ready. Don't want to accidentally drop them before they are ready. Alright, they have been honest and said they are ready. They are dropping 15 tons light, which is interesting. So let's go ahead and launch.
All right.
Just to recap, first drop is Tourmaline Desert, 625 tons. It's going to be a very heavy drop from both teams. Make sure we're not radio casting here. I would not let
Oh yeah, I
first
definitely
cast
changed
via
it. Don't
radio.
worry.
Make sure that I don't live in a glass house when I yell at other casters for radio cast.
All right.
Let's
So
see
here
if I
we
can
go.
figure out these controls again. The dropships are way out in the distance. Just waiting for them to fly in and drop their payloads.
Yep, I'm spamming
And
all of the
there's the heavy
important
metal
keys.
music.
Oh, here they come.
All right, which side do you want to take?
I'll take Clan Crossfire's side. So for their mechs, they have an Assassin, 27, a Supernova A, Linebacker D, Annihilator, Mean Baby, Supernova A, Fafnir 5E, and an Assassin 27. So 2 Assassins.
On White Knight Legions, we have a Victor, a Wolfhound, another Victor, shows triple Victors in this drop, 2 Wolfhounds, an Annihilator, 2 Annihilators, and that's everything.
Here
So
comes the
it looks like
PPC and AC2 fire. Looks like they're crossing into the open. The Lerms are coming. The Lerms are coming. Oh no!
the levels down to 65%. He got absolutely wrecked by those.
Oh, he's done. Uh-oh.
Looks like White Knights is trying to consolidate this position
Holy
in the
shit.
Stargate. But
Yeah,
they
those
just
Lerms are
absolutely
capitalizing on that
dumped
open
on.
ground push. Leaves 35%. He is like... Oh, he's toast.
Looks like, yeah, level is halved. He's got 3 AC2s left and a PPC, so he's basically out of the fight right now. He's also got this assassin swinging around.
Yeah, but the good news is most of the mechs have made it past Theta, but there are 2 still
So
in
on
the
the
back.
other side, this mean baby over here has taken over half of his health down. He is, and White Knights also has cap advantage, so this could turn into White Knight's side very easily, especially now that they're in brawl range, and all those victors are going to get a lot more painful here in the next couple seconds.
Clan Crossfire needs to start backing up into the open ground, get a little space between these guys.
Yeah, they are starting to kite back into the Epsilon corner of the map, but they're starting to run out of space here.
Wow.
And especially as these victors come around, this Tourmaline's up here at the top.
Yep,
This
Tio's coming
linebacker
in
might
with his
get
Wolfhound.
caught out. Looks like White Knight Legion's found some nice Lerm cover though, so they're just gonna sit there for a while and deal with these lighter men. They finally do bring down levels Annihilator. And I think they're still working on the Mean Baby. It was at 29%. He is stripped except for 1 Lerm 20.
It looks like they're starting to rotate pretty hard here. The Supernova is
here
caught
comes
in the
the
back.
push
Here
for
comes the
White
push.
Oh, this Supernova is caught out. He needs to start backing up really fast.
Yep. That linebacker's taking the brunt of the force. He's gotta go.
This is about to get really dirty.
Uh-oh.
Looks like they've got
There
Sisso
goes the
halfway
linebacker.
down, but they took out the linebacker.
It's 1 for 1 right now.
There's the Supernova. They've rotated out their armor really well on White Knight's side. Some of their mechs are damaged, but they're in the backfield now. Oh, there goes the second kill on a Victor.
Yep. I feel like they
Mean
took too
Baby is-
long to get that rotation going.
Oh no, it's about to get real dirty here real quick. That Mean Baby is stripped, so Clan Crossfire effectively only has 3 mechs right now. And the
Uh-oh.
Fafnir is taking a beating, same with the Supernova.
Yeah, it looks like that was a clean sweep. They did lose 3 though, so...
This
Pretty
assassin
interesting.
might be able to pick up a couple kills here. We'll have to see. John McFuzzy's Victor is really busted up, but I don't think he's anywhere close to the assassin.
Yep, it is just TK now. 85%. Wow, that was kind of impressive.
Texan Scrublord is all over him with his Wolfhound. There he goes.
The enemy has capped enough resources.
It looks like Lerms are not as effective as the patch notes might have led us to believe. I think Crane Crossfire there, they ran out of space, or they ran out of space when it came to kiting. Do you have the link to the match API notes, or should I just call it from the game?
No, I'll go and get it. Yeah, but I mean, we can take a look at it. Mr. Somaru did 800 damage with this ultraviolet. Surprisingly, he got
Wow.
away with that.
That is impressive. Yeah, especially for the lack of armor quirks that mech has these days. But on the other side, with those Lerms, we're seeing some pretty big numbers. 851 from one of the Supernovas. The Fafnir also putting in 520 damage. It looks like those were the only 2 really outstanding damage numbers on their team, though. Some of the other mechs, the second Fafnir, close, but not quite what he needed to be at. The Mean Baby was really underperforming there, which is really surprising. Also, was there 2 supernovas? Yeah, one only 114 damage. So I think White Knights did a very good job of taking their shots when when those mechs first peaked. They dropped that meme baby, or they stripped him in half to trade with level. So it was a 7-on-7 fight when they crossed to get to the range of their victors.
All right, I am working on pulling up that API. Give me a sec. Oh, there it is. Wow. Okay, perfect. It just showed up. Well, I guess we kind of finished talking about it anyway. Whoops.
Well, if you want to send me the link to it, we could talk about team damage and stuff. Laugh at everybody who did all the team damage.
Right, right. Here it is. I'm messaging you.
Let's see if we have any quality war crimes. Wow, that is really zoomed in.
Yeah, it's huge.
All right, don't see any huge
Well,
war
we did get
crimes going
34
on here.
war crimes from CISO on the WKL side. But yeah, it was a pretty clean drop in terms of friendly fire.
Yeah, I think if Crossfire was going to win that, they had to output a lot more damage on that cross coming over. As soon as those victors got in range, it was just a matter of time. The direct fire changes on the Lerms are definitely nice, but I still think that pinpoint damage is the way to go. I didn't check any of those victor builds, but I'm assuming with these damage numbers, they were AC 10s,
Yeah, most likely. Triple AC-10.
maybe LB 10s. It was a very good push by White Knights Legions there.
Yeah, they were quick.
They also did a very good job of almost nullifying one of the Lermers in direct fire mechs as they were crossing, which I was very surprised to see. They took that mean baby out early, and that's a mech that brings a lot of punishment on the field.
Oh,
Getting it
yeah.
out early is a huge bonus.
All right, I'm going to move over to the map strat.
Alrighty. I believe we are dropping Caustic Valley next, and it's going to be a lighter tonnage drop, only 375 tons to run with. Another point that I saw was that White Knight Legions, they dropped 15 tons under. So Crossfire had a 15-ton advantage there, and just the extra speed that White Knight Legions brought just nullified that advantage right off the bat.
Yeah, that Bravo side push actually worked. Simply because the guys in Alpha on Clan Crossfire, they didn't rotate towards Echo 4 in time to really catch those guys on the outside. That's what really
Yeah.
killed them, was that late rotation outside to Delta 5. If they had done it earlier, they would have caught all of the other victors in the open on Theta.
Well, I saw Crossfire pull back and kind of set up a Lerm firing line here, while White Knights Legion, they pushed through the Stargate area and came up and took cover in this area, which nullifies all Lerms, and that's only like a 400-meter distance. So your LB-10s or your AC-10s are deadly effective, and you can just peek those Lerm mechs until it's time to push and just absolutely wipe the floor with them.
Yep. But I think what stopped Clan Crossfire from pushing out there was the fact that there was a direwolf sitting here in F4. I think that's what really held them up.
True, that just unwithering or withering Daka just absolutely key for White Knights Legion. I think he had 890 damage.
Yeah, he was farming.
854. That is the best place you want to be in a dire wolf right there. Especially since that mech is capable of over 2,000 damage.
All right, our participants are getting restless. They want you to change the map stuff.
Oh, I forgot that's me. That's Frozen Titty. Wrong map. All right, Domination. I will make sure it is daytime because this map on nighttime is, while fun to play, may not be that much fun to cast.
Yeah, it's very dark and we don't have night vision.
I think we do actually. Like if you press in the spectator menu, you
Oh,
can pull up
really?
night vision.
Oh, shit. Cool.
I may have just broke the lobby. Oh, let me see if I can fix this. Okay, there we go. All right, those settings look good to me. Let's see if we can do some map strat for Caustic Valley here.
All right.
This is domination on lighter tonnages, so it's going to be a lot different from what we just saw. I'm expecting to see a lot more brawl from
Yeah.
WKA, especially since they're very brawl friendly. While Crossfire could go either way. They've been using brawl strats in the past, but if they decide to mix it up, it could work in their favor, especially since I believe Team One side favors range on this map.
Yeah, there are
So
two
they are Team
spires at
One.
the back that you can set two separate mechs on and just farm people from them as they brawl or try and close in.
True, I believe there's a hill here and a hill over here, and those can both get angles into the circle. It's almost impossible to push those positions, especially if you start to bring some of your lighter mechs back into the spawn area. So that way, once they get to the bottom of the hill, they can't really go up it because you got Arctic Wolves and Assassins and Phoenix Hawks and just those little skirmishers that can do a ton of damage.
Yeah, and depending on what ranged mechs they bring is dependent on how quickly those mechs will be chewed apart before they even get near these guys.
Exactly. If we're gonna see range meta, I'm guessing we'll see some Night Jeers, possibly some Hunchbacks. I don't know. White Knights did bring a Thanatos on one of these drops, so we could see that again. Oh my
Hope
god.
so.
The
Oh man,
obligatory phallus.
let's try to have fun there.
Got
Jeez.
gotta have one of those on every map
Yep,
strat.
had to
But
ruin it for us.
based on what we saw, based on what we saw last drop, I'm assuming we'll probably see a little bit of a competitive play NASCAR here. I think we could see a potato tornado,
Oh, I
in
hope
which
so.
case it could turn into a nasty brawl in the middle, and then it'll just come down to which side can focus fire.
Yep, the good old potato tornado. I think we have another name for that. I think it's called NASCAR. Yeah.
Vroom vroom. I love
Yes,
that
yes. Room,
word.
room.
Whoever's side goes faster.
Yep.
Saw an interesting match yesterday where a Div A team actually out NASCAR'd a Div B team.
Oh, yikes.
That was funny to watch. All right, it looks like we are getting a Alpha Bravo stack from Team 1 Clan Crossfire here, so they could be doing a left side push here into Echo 4 Delta 4. That would be really interesting to see, especially if they go for a counter rotation.
Yeah, that would be pretty wicked.
So it looks like they're 5 tons light, so maybe the advantage will go to the lighter side again. We'll have to see. Looks like both teams are locked, but one man is not readied up. So as soon as he readies up, we will drop like it's hot.
Oh, there they are.
All right, let's launch this bad boy. Make sure we're not doing a radio cast, just a friendly reminder.
Yep.
I want to see some rule breaking. Maybe a couple of legal mechs, a Vapor Eagle here and there.
Ha.
The Incubus is definitely legal at this point, but you never know. We could see some crazy stuff.
Yeah, we'll have to make 3 redrops on Alpine. That would be fun.
No, I want to see somebody bring a Corsair and a comp.
Oh,
That would be interesting.
yeah, that would be exciting. Can't wait for that thing to get in. It'll be a few months, though.
True, if at all, because good grief, that mech. Ugh. All right, looks like we've got some 07s coming out from both sides. Good luck, have fun. Looks like maybe some occultist stuff from Tios, but to each his own.
All right, so
So
for
what do we
Clan
have on
Crossfire,
Clan Crossfire?
Fleet command.
they're bringing
Coming
in a Commando, a
Target area
Kentaro
and engage any
18,
hostiles.
Mist Lynx. Oh, two Mist Lynxes, a Warhammer 6R. Oh no, three Mist Lynxes. Wow, holy shit. Okay, two Warhammer 6Rs and a Marauder Bounty Hunter 2. That's weird.
All right, on White Knight Legion side, it looks like we are gonna have a heavy brawl deck. A linebacker, a couple laser javelins, a double LB-20 Sun Spider, which is a surprising pick for competitive play. Another linebacker, a Piranha. So I think they're gonna be going. Oh, three javelins. Excuse me. I think they're gonna be going for the potato tornado here. It looks like Crossfire's a little bit split here. They've got their light mechs pushed up into the circle with their range mechs hanging back a little bit.
Yeah, these
Gauss
two Mist
hammers, I think,
Lynxes are
are excellent.
dangerously close to that cluster there.
Exactly. One wrong strike and they could lose half their mech.
Oh, looks
I
like they're
don't
pulling
think
out
they
now.
realize that the whole team is around the corner. They're finally starting to pull back.
Uh-oh, Knives made a
Gonna
mistake. He went in the Caldera.
Alright, let's see what White Knight Legion decides to do here. They're definitely at a disadvantage right now. They have to decide when and where to push, and it looks like there are UAVs for both teams everywhere, so everybody knows what's going on.
Yeah, it looks like Clan Crossfire just lost the circle. They've all pressed out.
True, it is not counting down yet. I believe they're doing damage, but any second that could start to go into White Knight Legion's favor. They do have circle advantage, so they could potentially pull back to the other side of the circle and make Crossfire come to them now. But that
Oh,
would be
looks like they're
boring, so
pouring
let's
out.
hope not. Oh, they're
Looks like,
pushing right
yep.
side.
The two heavies for Clan Crossfire are just shooting at them as they come out. Looks like they've got no range to trade with them.
They have committed on to Captain Cat here in the Kentaro, and it looks like he's going to go
Kentaro
down.
is down.
And not a lot of trading coming back, a little bit on some of the javelins. Okay, here comes the nasty brawl.
Yep, lots of machine
These
gun
ring
fire.
mechs are going to have to do a lot of work for Crossfire here while these mechs are in the open. If we don't see some focus fire, we could see mech advantage go to White Knight Legions heavily.
Yeah, definitely.
Looks like one of the Mist Lynx is about to go down.
Yep, there
Same
he goes.
for the Sun Spider though for White Knight Legions, so they could start trading mechs back, but if they don't do that quickly, looks like there goes one of the
there goes a
Warhammers.
third. Yep. John
Crossfire
McFuzzy is
is
still
gonna be
standing. Look
hard
at this
pressed
guy.
to this. Wow, that is impressive Sun Spider play. There goes a Marauder and the Mist Lynx. So just a Warhammer and a Commando left, and the Commando is hurting.
Wow, the Warhammer's still pretty fresh. Wonder where this guy was.
Oh, he was on this hill the whole match. It looks like we just saw a lot better focus fire there from White
Yeah,
Knight Legions.
definitely.
They were able to pick that Kentaro early. He was a little bit up front, and he's not very fast. So getting that pick is extremely important right off the bat. And there goes the match for White Knight Legion.
Yep, there it is again.
Oh, look at all the UAVs just everywhere on the mini
Back it
map.
up.
That is hilarious.
Hostiles have taken
Yeah.
control of the target.
Pretty intense.
The Sun Spider was so close to being down. He lost one of his LB-20s.
Yeah, it looks like they stopped
It looks
focusing
like
him.
same with the Javelin, yeah. They did a lot of chip damage on all the mechs, but nothing crucial on any of the mechs. That is a good 8-0 win for White Knight Legions, and they are just absolutely dominating Crossfire right now. Let's see if Crossfire can bring it back in the last 3 drops. They're not out of this yet.
All right, I will pull up that API thingamajig. Oh, there it is. Cool. All right, so taking a look at this, you can see just how well they had focused. No one is over 400 damage on these lists here. It's pretty amazing.
Can you drop me the link to that?
Yes.
Oh, wait, never mind. I think I can pull it up. But never mind. Send it to me, and then I can pull it up
Yep.
for the next time.
Wait, I think I sent you the wrong link.
Looks like Crossfire has left the lobby, so I can now move all the White Knight Legions players over. Oh, no, that's the right. Some impressive damage coming out of Tios and his Javelin. 7 medium lasers. That's not a huge ton of DPS, so the fact that he's getting that much damage either means that he is being extremely aggressive and Crossfire just didn't punish him for it, or he had some extremely well-placed strikes.
Yeah, those strikes, once they hit something, it's a ton of damage. You stand still in them, and kiss your mech goodbye.
Oh goodness, especially up on those hills, because you don't want to give those areas up, but those strikes, you got to stare them down. And some other scores, Crossfire's Commando was performing pretty well. Same with some of the Warhammers, but they're just not outputting the damage needed to stifle that push.
Yeah, that was a ton of DPS, and lasers just weren't cutting it.
Exactly. Especially those linebackers have so much speed and so much armor to go with it. So it's an
Yeah,
interesting
tanky
combination.
little
It's hard to
fucks.
stop a linebacker.
Yeah, that is true.
You almost just got to call legs on those bad boys. If you can leg one, you can at least kill its speed, but it's still got all that firepower. I think they had medium pulse on those linebackers from what I saw. So
Yep.
a little bit lighter than the SRM loads, but they have a little bit more range, which helps against pushing a range deck.
All right, let's move over to the map strat. We might have to do this a little quick. So,
Definitely. So from what I saw, it looked like Crossfire set up a couple mechs on these ridges. They had a Warhammer on each ridge. They pushed up some of their lighter mechs onto the left side of the circle. And White Knight's Legions just balled up right here and just freaking pushed all the way up on these hills and just rolled around this side one by one. And it's a fantastic push by them. They did really well to focus targets. They picked that Kintaro and both the Mislinks fairly early, which is crucial because those mechs are late game mechs. So taking that option away from Crossfire is really important. Do you believe also that they did a really good job of rotating out targets, which helps with Crossfire's lack of focus fire, and just really balance or really well played light play, especially from Tios and Texan Scrublord, both doing over 400 damage in light mechs, while their heavies are only doing. Some of the heavies did less than 200.
oh, yikes. That's not good.
It's impressive to see the level of light play in a Div B team. If you have a strong light mech pilots on your team, you can really start to flip the tonnage in your favor, which I think is what they did, especially in that first push. As soon as they had more tonnage than the other team, it was decided as a brawl push. Looks like White Knight's Legion is locked.
Oh, looks like both teams are taking the Bravo Charlie approach this time.
Yeah, we could see a reverse potato tornado going on here. This could be interesting. I think Crossfire is most likely going to switch it up to a brawl deck, though, especially since that range deck didn't work out as well as they probably hoped it.
Yeah,
I think White Knights will probably stick with what works. They 8-0'd on a brawl strat, so why change anything up?
definitely.
It's on Crossfire right now to adapt and change up their strategy to change from it. It's interesting to see a Bravo Charlie stack, especially with the speed these mechs have. That means they want to get somewhere quickly. See if anybody has said anything crazy in chat here. It looks like somebody has confused Clan Crossfire with KFC. Drop Bear Karma. WKA versus KFC it is. Oh man, I'm so sorry, Crossfire. From right now, we're seeing some pretty well domination from White Knights Legion. I'm be interested to see if Crossfire can bring it back for these last couple drops. White Knight Legions has set the bar very high, so they just have to rise up to the challenge.
Yeah, this match is slowly slipping away from them every loss, so they've got to make it up eventually.
Especially in this tournament, only wins count. Kills do not matter. So even though these 8-0 wins are extremely just domination, they're not adding anything extra to White Knight Legion score. So CXF could definitely bring this back.
Oh,
Just waiting on a player to join for CXF.
I'm getting word that I'm turning into a robot. Oh no! Yeah.
Prototellus in chat, I see you. Kamichiwa is a spud. Definitely, you're not wrong. Wait, the stream is wrong. What's going on?
No, the stream title is wrong. It still hasn't been
Yeah.
changed. It's not my fault.
Yeah,
I
apparently
can't do anything about it. I have no control over this channel.
you gotta blame the Aussies for that one.
Yep.
Oh, here we go. Here's the 8th player for Crossfire, so we're just waiting for them to lock, and then we will drop the second round on Caustic Valley.
I'm starting to have microphone issues. It's not my fault. I think it's OBS.
Oh, goodness. I'm not
Uh-oh.
hearing anything bad from your end, but stream might be something else, yeah.
All right, both teams are locked. Hopefully we get this going.
All right, here we go. Nearly ready. Does that mean they're ready?
I hope
Or does
they're
that
ready.
mean they're nearly ready?
I mean, both teams are green. I think we should just say go and see what happens.
All right, let's see if they get mad at us.
Gosh,
Here we
it's
go.
so
We're
scary.
dropping into the match. So what do we have on Crossfire side here?
Fleet command coming in.
For Crossfire, we
Capture
have
area and engage any
2
hostiles.
Crab, 27 Bees, a Commando, a Wolfhound, 2 Linebackers, a Phoenix Hawk, and an Assassin.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little bit partial to Crossfire here. Bring in the crabs.
Yep,
That's a bold
the crab.
strat. My team is the crab people, so I gotta support the people.
Definitely.
On White Knight Legion side, we have looks like triple assassin, a urban mech K9 fantastic mech, 2 Kentaro 18, 3 Kentaro 18s, and a Hellfire. So we're seeing a heavy medium deck here. It looks like they're going to be brawl pushing again. They're pushing right underneath this UAV here soon, so they're not going to get the drop on Crossfire. But
What's surprising
we
is
do
I
see.
see a Hellfire. What the heck?
Let me check out the build on that. That is exciting. Not many of those in comp, except for maybe the Void, and that's all trade mech.
Target spotted.
Yeah, he's running LB10 and quad SRM6 with Artemis.
Yeah, he's got a lot of burst damage on that. All right, we got Fuzzy coming around in his commando in the back.
Looks like he's doing some scouting. Oh, solid hit from the LB10. Oh no, they're chasing him off. Uh-oh.
Appears they're chasing the squirrel, but the Crossfire's team is not capitalizing by pushing the other side, so he's going to get away scot-free with low aggression. It looks like the Kintaros are pushing over here on the left side with an assassin.
Yep.
This is not a fair fight right now. If Crossfire takes advantage of this, they could
Yeah, if
pick
they
off
push,
these
they
two
can
mechs.
pick off a few mechs, and that's going to be devastating. Oh, they're coming across the
Okay.
caldera.
Here comes the brawl.
Yeah, it
White
looks like
Knight
they stalled
Legions
the
is
push.
going to have a heat disadvantage here due to the caustic valleys.
Wow,
being
those
so
artillery
high.
strikes are doing work on those guys. Seeing the percentages start dropping. 70% for a few of them.
Yeah, it looks like White Knight Legions is winning these trades. We need to see some focus fire coming into Crossfire here. These mechs are not going to get punished.
Both crabs are legged. Oh no.
Oh, 2 kills for White Knight Legions. And it looks like they're going to pick up a third here with this crab in the caldera. That is a 4-on-2. That is not a good situation for Crossfire to be. They do have this this Kintaro isolated down here, but
Yeah,
if
he's
they
not
can't
doing
kill him
so hot
quickly,
right
it's
now.
not going to matter.
Oh no, Dan McBen, self-destruction. Somebody overheat.
Oh, free kill for Crossfire there. Maybe a side torso destruction. Yeah, I think they are going to get the kill on Texan Scrublord here. At least a consolation prize.
Yeah, but he is still fighting, despite being so damaged. He's just going.
That man is Torso Twist King. Plus that
Kintaro's
Kintaro
OP,
can
please, nerf.
tank everything.
Yep.
Oh no, he killed
Stillwater
Stillwater.
goes. No.
Looks like he's gonna live to fight another day. Alright, we got the Commando dueling with a K9.
Here goes the linebacker.
Oh, he picks off the Kintaro.
Yep, it's just fuzzy now.
One Commando against the world.
He can do it.
19%. He's
Oh, just
still
lost his
standing.
arm.
That is surprising.
Yeah,
Less than
their
20%
hitboxes.
Commando. 17. Oh, 17%
Alright, there he
before
goes.
he went down.
Oh
Well played
man.
by White Knight Legion.
Yeah,
That is a
well
much
played
better
indeed.
showing Crossfire. They lost the early game, it looked like, which is what cost them the game. But towards the late game, they did a fantastic job dueling when they split up into different groups. Got several kills that they haven't been getting for the previous round, so that's definitely a step up on their part. But White Knight Legion is still just dominating this team.
Yep. All right, let's head to the API thingamajig.
Let me see if I can be all fancy and pull it up off the website. No, I cannot.
Wait, I think. Hold on. I'll give you the right link. It's weird.
Gotcha. Looks like I got a friend request from Tio, so thanks, man.
All right, there's that. You should have the proper thingamajig now.
All right, there we go. Let's see. These 2 light drops, the ones where we usually see the most war crimes. So let's see if anybody has bashed their own team more than they did the other team. Let's also switch the map over, or we're doing map ban now as well.
Yes.
So have you hit them up with the links?
I will send them messages right now.
Cool. So don't forget to pull up the map ban on stream.
Yes. As soon as
All
I
right, here we
get that
go. I've
over.
got the match APIs are up. Looks like another pretty good performance from Fuzzy in the Commando. 309 damage, 4K components destroyed, and 2 kills. He almost got gacked at the beginning of the match, so it's good to see that he was able to pull back and still help his team. But look at the damage numbers from White Knight Legion. Everybody except for 3 pilots over 400 damage. That is insane. They're just completely outburst damaging White Knights or Crossfire here. It's hard to stand up to those Kintaros. When they hit hard. Same with the Assassins. Good showing from Texan Scrublord. 2 kills, 5 components destroyed, 10 team damage. It looks like the War Crimes Award goes to Brower from Majestic 12 in the Urban Mech K9. 511 damage and 35 team damage. He did top damage, or no, almost top damage on the map. And I always say if you're not doing team damage, you're not doing enough damage. So I think they can forgive him for the war crimes.
All right, we are moving over to the map ban.
The Hellfire, interesting, is bottoming out the leaderboard. It's an interesting pick. Was definitely an interesting pick, but Mr. Somerville, he likes to meme, and Hellfire is definitely far from meta. So good on him for trying something new. Crossfire, the only standout really is Fuzzy. The Wolfhound and the linebacker are doing well, but for those weights, they need to be doing a lot more damage. Some of those mechs, especially the crabs, they're laser boats, and they walked into the caldera, which is a added heat disadvantage. So they're already riding the struggle bus, and then they have to engage. Well, I think it was 3v4, and it did not go well for them. White Knight Legions was able to pick them very early. I almost wanted to see something like a kite strat coming from White Knight Legions there. Oh, it looks like we'll be playing Alpine.
Yep, Alpine Peaks. Here it comes. Bring your sleeping bags and pillows and ER large lasers. It's going to be a tickle fight.
An interesting thing on Alpine for the previous weeks is we've seen a lot of exciting light play. So I'm not going to fall asleep just yet, but we'll see. We'll see. Should be an exciting drop. I think probably see some. We might see Lerms again from Crossfire. That could be a very interesting drop to watch and see how they perform on a snow map, especially a long range map like Alpine.
All right, just a heads up, we got to switch teams again.
I don't believe we have to switch teams for the first drop.
What?
We only need to switch teams. Yeah. So,
oh, yeah. Okay, my bad. Sorry. I read something wrong. Team 2, home team. Yep. God damn it.
Yeah.
Bear Claw, why are you so dumb?
No, you're good, man. It does look like we dropped a lot of players, though. So they're sorting out their rosters for this maps, especially since it's ER large trade. There's some players that really excel at that don't necessarily excel at Brawl. So make sure they're stacking their teams as best they can from their rosters. Let's see if we can see anything exciting in chat here. Apparently, Kentaros are screwed if they go legs. Well, maybe, but I don't believe they went legs. Beep, beep, I'm a sheep.
Beep,
It's
boop.
surprisingly satisfying to say. I don't know why. Why you do this to me, Derek.
Oh, yeah, I still do sound like a robot. God damn it.
Fancy and pull it up.
I hate this thing
No,
so much. Wait, I think. Hold on.
OBS is the
link.
story one.
It's weird.
You're not alone.
OBS, Discord.
Fuck. Gotcha. OBS support group or something. I don't know.
Oh, thanks, man.
All right, there's that. You should have the proper thingy-majig now.
All right, there we go. Let's see. The tonnage for these drops is bumped all the way up to 480, so they can bring a couple bigger mechs than last time. I expect we'll see some Battle Masters, Stalkers maybe. If we see Lerms, they've already used up a couple Fafnirs at Supernova, so we might see some Blood Asps.
Right now.
Hopefully we see some Narcs if they go Lerms, because they didn't really utilize that in drop 1. I don't know if it would have made a huge difference, but I don't think it could have hurt either.
Yes. As soon as I
here we go. I've got the match APIs are up. Looks like another. Goodness, there's no night mode for Alpine, so I can't mess that.
Oh, not yet. Don't give PGI any ideas. They'll mess us up real quick.
If we get a frozen Canyon network, why can't we get a lava-based, heat-based Alpine Peaks?
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
And make it really dark so you can't see anything until you get up point blank. Or maybe put fog on it like the old Frozen City.
Oh god, no, please, no fog. I hate that so much. I shoot lasers and the target just disappears.
It's been so strange playing those maps again over the last couple of days. I know Frozen City, I'm used to, trading, doing some second line stuff, and then I drop on Frozen City, and suddenly there's mechs all around me, but I can just slip into the night and just disappear.
Yeah, it's a pretty fun map.
I'm excited to see some of the other classic maps come back. I hope they bring back Terra just for the salt.
Oh my goodness. I think Terra's the one map I can live without. Those ramps are cancer.
They are, but that's what made them so great.
Oh
This
man.
stage in the game just,
So many
put it
kills
in
on
there.
that ramp.
I think Russ was like, we're just going to throw him in there for better or for worse. So with that
Right.
attitude, Looks like Team 1 is locked here. White Knight Legions, they are readied. They are at max tonnage. No, they're 5 tons under, which is also really surprising. A lot of teams dropping under tonned, which it seems to be working out for White Knight Legion. They haven't lost a drop yet, but possibly could cost them against their Div 8 match next week. We'll have to see. That's interesting. I can't tell which teams banned what maps. That's kind of disappointing, but
I think team 1 is red and team 2 is blue. I don't even know.
yeah, I think probably Meridian and Terra were banned first, and then it looks like they banned Rubelite and River, which is interesting. I think, White Knights Legion being a very brawly team, I would have figured they'd have favored Rubelite or River, because I don't see Brawl Push is going to be a lot harder to pull off in Alpine, but I don't know. It's been done before. I believe 228 Death from Above in this division favors Brawl Pushing on this map, so
Yeah, you got to get
it'll
it
be
over quick.
interesting to see. It's so easy though. If you're team 1, you can just stand on those hills and just leg mix as they come at you. Especially if they bring Orions or Mark IIs or something like that. Try to DACA push it.
Yeah, for these longer maps, you got to bring those fast ones.
I think we'll probably see a lot of map control up on these 3 ridges though from White Knight Legions. Crossfire previously, when they played this match, they have actually dropped heavy Alpha Bravo, which it looks like they're doing now, and they pushed up and took the mountain, the I9 H9 mountain area, and was able to trade across towards Epsilon. You do give up a little bit of map control when you do that, but it is you're closer ranged, so you can afford to be a little bit more aggressive.
Mm. Yeah, it's
Be
always
interesting to
interesting when they go
see.
around through Kappa.
Yeah, it is. It's also, the mechs and Team 1 start to get a little bit frustrated because they're like, well, where is everybody? So sometimes it causes them to get out of position, and that can cost them dearly.
All right, looks like both teams are ready. Oh, wait. Oh, something's going on here.
Captain Cat and Shotgun looks like you're switching things up.
What the heck? What's taking these guys so long?
Gotta make sure everything's perfect.
I'm getting upset.
Sometimes you gotta, they may not have expected Alpine. They might be throwing strats together at the last second.
Yeah, it seems like it. It's usually the bad sign.
I think it'll be interesting. I believe Gamma is also going to be a huge part of this game. If they lose a light fight at Gamma or something, then one team could easily take advantage over the other, and it could cap out really quickly.
All right, I'm just gonna go and update some stuff.
It looks like we're waiting for one person to ready up. I don't know if you showed the map strat off at all, but I have some doodlings.
I tried. I tried.
Alright, good. Just waiting on Captain Cat. Oh, okay. Looks like we are ready. Alright, everything is good to go. Both teams are 5 tons under, which is interesting. Alright, let's launch.
All right. Let's do this.
OBS reminder.
hmm
Somebody sent me a message asking if they could have the link to the map strat so they could draw an obligatory phallus.
Oh,
I had
no.
to tell them that
That is
their
caster
claw's
privilege
already done
only.
that.
Caster privilege only.
Alrighty, let's wait till everybody drops in here. Press all the important buttons. Here come the drop ships. Sneak a peek into the drop ships. Oh, it looks like we may have predicted correctly with the ER large here.
Yep. It's typical. Very typical.
So what do we have on Crossfire side?
So for Crossfire's side, we have a Commando 1D, a Battlemaster 1G, a Vulcan 5T, Hellbringer F. Oh, 3 Battlemaster 1Gs, 2 Vulcan 5Ts, and a Hunchback and a Hellbringer F. Well, Hunchback 2C.
It's most likely PPCs, could be large lasers. It looks like on White Knight's Legions we have a similar setup with an exception of they brought an Annihilator 1P for ER large trading. And it looks like they're getting a live on pushing up towards Epsilon and Theta here. They're kind of forsaking some of these back hills that they can support Epsilon
Yeah,
off
what's
of.
interesting is Clan Crossfire is going all the way around and leaving their lights to cap.
Yeah, it does look like they are committed to the mountain, like we predicted. That'll be interesting because this Virago and Hunchback here, I don't think are expecting that. And they do have a light mech.
Yep, their
White Knight's
Commando
Legion
just
does
got
have a light mech.
chased off of Theta. Yikes.
Yeah. So this Spider up here, Spider 5V, it looks like he's going to have eyes on the main body when they do push up onto the mountain. At this point, though, White Knight Legions has got to be wondering where everybody is, and there's not many other places they can go.
Yeah, it looks like Gamma's being held up by that spider.
That is interesting. He does not have a lot of weapons, so he's barely touching anybody.
Yep, he's got
They're
just
gonna
enough
have
to tickle him.
They're going to have to punish him hard if they want to take that cap. Looks like they've only done 3%, so not quite. But he is pulled off, and he's coming back towards his team. Looks like White Knight's Legion, if they push and take Kappa here, I'm not sure that Crossfire can stop it. They could potentially have a 4 cap here and completely take map control away from Crossfire.
Yeah, this strat is a little worrying. I don't know what they're doing.
So here come the Battle Masters up on top of the I-9 hill here, and they are peppering the spider as he crosses. And it looks like White Knight's Legion has set up a couple trade positions in the center of the map here on top of the hill next to Theta. And they're going to be able to trade pretty effectively with these guys up top of the ridge because there's not very many places where you can put several mechs up there. You can really only trade 1 or 2 mechs at a time unless you want to seriously expose yourself.
What's really interesting is those 3 mechs are going to come up that ridge. Look, they're getting really close to each other with those ER large lasers.
Looks like Sisso putting in some trades in with a couple other mechs. And I think he was losing those trades. A strike coming out from White Knight's Legion. Looks like he got a couple onto Shotgun Fist here. 10% off him. Teos getting really aggressive with this push. If Crossfire gets extremely aggressive here, they could potentially cut out some of these mechs that are in the southern portion of the map. And, Teos looks like he's injured. He is side torso opened. So that is really surprising.
What worries me now is that there's a 4 cap, and Clan Crossfire is just tightly clustered.
A Vulcan seeking around from the northern side on John McFuzzy here in the Hellbringer. At that range, the Vulcan has an extreme. He could neck the Hellbringer very quickly. It looks like the Battle Masters are pushing up. These guys trapped in the valley here, if their team doesn't come support them, they could be in real trouble.
Yeah, Looks
And
like
it looks
Fuzzy
like
just
they.
got hurt really bad. He's selecting a commando against these two Incubus. And he's
Oh,
dead.
so Fuzzy goes down. They
Yep.
could potentially trade that commando for one of these heavier mechs, though. Fuzzy at 58%, Tio's 83, but he's side torso opened. Having him is honestly worth the commando trade. There goes Fuzzy. Crossfire's getting really aggressive
Yep,
here.
it is
It
1-1
looks like
now.
Tios could potentially go down here. A commando for a Hellbringer. I'll take that trade when I still have two Incubuses on my team. Tios looks like he's in a really bad spot here. Not many places he can go, and he goes down.
Uh-oh.
Sisso looks like he's likely to be next. They are trading back.
Yeah, their focus fire is really good on these hills.
Some of these battle masters are really beat up, but if they don't start picking up kills, this could snowball really hard in favor of Crossfire.
Yeah, their focus fire
Right
is
now,
pretty impeccable right
it
now.
looks like it's two mechs trading against
Oh, looks like their lights have
three
moved
mechs
in on the
trading
Battle
against
Master.
four. Oh, here come the Vulcan. Yeah,
Yep.
Sisso's in a really bad spot, and he goes
And there he
down.
goes.
I think Crossfire really needs to use this momentum and hammer this Annihilator down here. Mr. Samuro, he goes down as
Yep,
well.
here he goes.
Draven retreating, not much he can do now. White Knights Legion still has some light. They have three lighter mechs here and a Hunchback. As long as Crossfire presents all targets here and focuses on caps, they have this. Caps are so far in favor of White Knight Legion though right now. If these Vulcans don't cap quickly, this could
Yeah,
be
that's the
over.
terrifying part. If they leave that
And
4
it
cap
looks
up,
like the Incubus is taking Gamma right now, so they're close to a 5 cap. It's still going to be a 4 cap. Crossfire is going to have to really rush these caps, and all the lighter mechs really have to do is just delay the caps.
yeah, all they have to do is stall and they'll win. Good old SJR strats.
It was a very good push from Crossfire, though. They did a really good job isolating those mechs and just overwhelming them with higher man advantages for Crossfire. Draven looks like he's going to go down protecting Theta, and one of the Incubuses goes down as well.
Oh,
So
yikes.
it is 7-2 or 6-2 now. This Mecha Gamma's all alone. Honestly, I think White Knight Legions can win this on a single cap point right now. So if they don't send somebody to Gamma,
Yeah, if
it
they keep that
looks
2
like it's
cap
going to
for
be
another 30
lost.
seconds, they've won.
Yeah, Brower in a Spider 5B. It looks like he's just going to sit here and protect Gamma and let Texan do his best trying to protect cap. They are getting a little bit aggressive on Texan Scrublord, but with 50 ticks to go, I think this one is going to go White Knight Legion's way.
Yeah, that's a
Even though they
long walk
did
to
lose.
Gamma.
Yeah, even though they did lose the initial fight, he does pick up a kill on Captain Cat here. So Texan Scrublord doing his best to make sure
There he
they
goes.
do not have an easy time. The Spider looks like he's going to try to take Epsilon, which is a terrible misplay to give that up, especially in this situation. And they have nobody rushing Gamma. I think they know that it's lost.
Yeah. Wow. They've won on caps.
Well,
Yikes.
Crossfire being very aggressive there, just not aggressive enough, and they gave up map control way too early. Maybe if they'd played their lights a little bit later and tried to stall at the bottom of the hill, I don't know. That's a tough call. They obviously outplayed them when it comes to firing, but just not in strategy. Some impressive damage numbers from Texan Scrublord and his Incubus. He was the last alive and did a very good job protecting Kappa.
Yep.
Um,
All right, I'll pull up the API.
Okay. Oh, let's see some war crimes.
War crimes. It's like no team damage. Wait, do you see it?
I do not.
Yikes. Okay, here, I'll send you another link. Jesus. I gotta get this worked out.
I feel like there's an easier way, just none of us know it.
Yeah. All right, you have another link. There it is.
Sweet. Impressive showing from Texan. I already mentioned that. He picked up 3 kills towards the end there, 8 components destroyed. Everybody else on White Knights Legion was struggling hard there. Only one player other than Texan above 200 damage, and he only got 2. Oh, that's match score. Never mind. Forget everything I just said.
I made that mistake a little while ago.
Oh, Texan with 652 damage. That is a lot. Looks like he may have gotten a really good strike there, as well as those medium pulse having extreme DPS. Same situation though. Only one player other than Texan above 300 damage for White Knights Legion. I think that goes to show why they lost on kills there, but they just outpositioned Clan Crossfire, and it cost them. Those light mechs were crucial for winning the fight, but they weren't doing the job of capping, and not a good situation. Oh,
Right.
I just messed up. Right,
Yeah.
let's get White Knight Legions moved to Team 2.
And then we'll head over to the map strat.
Oh, goodness.
All right, there. I drew it.
Alrighty, so what did we see? I think we saw White Knight Legions move up and take these really aggressive positions on this hill at the very start of the match, while Crossfire took their time stacking Bravo and Alpha, and they tried to take the long way around to push up onto this mountain.
Yeah,
They
that was
took Gamma.
really weird. Gave up so much map control for that hill. That's what really
Yeah.
killed them, I think.
They had a 2-cap for a while, but as soon as their mechs rounded the mountain and got onto H9I9, they can't get shots at Kappa at all. So White Knights Legion just did the smart thing and rotated down and took up positions across here facing towards H9, which gives them Epsilon, Sigma, Theta, and Kappa uncontested, basically. And Crossfire's lights, they did manage to take Gamma, but with ER large lasers, it's impossible to be aggressive enough to make a 1-cap favor you. Especially with the way White Knight Legion spread out, which typically would be a bad thing, but it worked out for him in this case because it just took so long for them to kill him.
Oh, Kemi, we have one guy. He's supposed to be on the other side.
Oh, is Pi on a White
Yeah.
Knight side? Okay, there we go.
All right. Crisis averted.
Let me get Crossfire back in the lobby here. It was a good showing on Crossfire for gunnery skills, but it's tough when you don't vote heavily on the caps on this map. It'll be interesting though. Arguably, Team 1 does have the advantage on this side because they're looking downhill, so you're not going to be looking into your teammates' back. And I think that's what Crossfire was going for by taking the mountain. They wanted to get a high ground advantage. That way, they're less likely to have to shoot through their teammates to try to trade, while they basically almost traded positions with White Knights Legion there. And White Knights ended up having the disadvantage of having to look up to trade. But in the end, it just wasn't enough. Is Wolverine on the other team as well? I don't understand why it is doing that, but that is another story.
All right, so we're just waiting for Clan Crossfire to get back in.
Yes, we are. We'll invite them for the 3rd time because I can. I think this time we'll probably see another a different strat on Team 2 side from WK. I think they'll either brawl push straight up the gut here, past Kappa to Epsilon, or they'll spread out and set up for a more map control situation by taking Sigma, Theta, and Kappa. trading from these couple ridges and maybe devoting a couple of their light mechs and Texan Scrub Lord or someone over to Gamma.
Yeah, I just hope they pay more attention to caps because that was bad. It was a little embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were so excited about finally going up on kills that it didn't occur to them
Yeah, I think they let
that
it
their
slip.
positioning was costing them.
But I will admit, if they had maybe moved down to this area, like from J7 to J6 or I6 to I5, with their focus fire, I think they would have done a lot better down there because there's more map control down there. You can really sit on caps and not really have to worry about getting outcapped by a spider.
Definitely, that is definitely a much better position for map control. But arguably, you do suffer in trading there because you're looking uphill. And mechs in this game, looking up is just, for some
Yeah,
reason, is impossible. I still think it's doable, and I think White Knight Legions will attempt it in this drop. But you never know with White Knight Legion. They could bring something completely out of their butt, and I would love to see that. But most likely, I think we're looking at trade positions from Crossfire this match. I think they'll probably stack this left or this western side of the map and try to control Epsilon Theta Sigma if they do what they've done previously on this map. And it could potentially give White Knight Legions a 4-cap here, especially if they manage to take Sigma early. Or they could maybe get a pick at Sigma if somebody goes to Sigma and they have a 4-on-1. Be interesting to see what they decide to do here. I think Crossfire definitely has more of an advantage on this map than they have on previous maps.
yeah, definitely. Their trading is top notch almost.
But both teams have used all 3 Battle Masters, I believe. So that is also definitely a boon to both teams because that's probably the most effective ER large trading mech. The 10% range quirk on that mech makes it extremely deadly at early game and into late. It's got fantastic heat dissipation. So now that those mechs are gone, they're gonna have to really scratch the bottom of the meta barrel to pick out some trade mechs here. Again, we could possibly see Lerms. There is still some Lerm mechs available.
Uh,
And as far as more ER large laser goes, I'm pretty sure all Annihilators have been used.
well, we still
Maybe
have
some
stalkers, yeah.
Stalkers. Yeah, that's true. I do have Stalkers, but they could. The Stalkers are an interesting mech because you have to choose between ECM and the range quirk
Yeah,
with the
those
Stalker
trade-offs.
3FB and 4N. So it could hurt them early game if they go with ECM, but it could also help if they bring Lerms. It'll be interesting to see.
Yes, indeed.
Maybe some Nova Cats with that new HSL quirk. I do believe 228 brought those, and they didn't out trade the other team, but they did stall long enough to be able to win the match. So definitely not a mech that should be scoffed at. But the lower mounts, I don't know. It could be a boon. It could help, especially if you're up on a really high ridge. Supernovas. I mean, there is a couple supernova builds that can do ER large,
So
but I
somebody
think those are
clipped
out of
my
favor a little bit.
shenanigans on the drawing the phalluses.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some explaining to do to the other guys when they see that. Uh-oh.
Thank you, Scout Derek, for that. Oh goodness. I mean, it's obligatory. You have to on the map strat. That's like the entire point.
Yeah, it's not Mech Warrior without at least one penis drawn on the map, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. It is a
Exactly.
tradition, all right?
The more the better. All right. Looks like teams are taking a little bit longer than usual, especially since they just dropped this map. I guess they're scraping the bottom of the barrel for strats here. Crossfire is definitely, they're struggling a little bit. It'll be interesting to see what they come up with next. They have potential. They've shown that they can outtrade White Knight Legions on this map, but positioning is key. And so far, they have been losing that.
Yeah, they're out of linebackers too, I believe, so those
That's
brawl
true as
pushes are
well.
out of the question as well.
We could see some DACA pushes, but that traditionally has been bad.
Why are there people in the background screaming bad words? I heard that.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Nothing?
Yeah, okay. We could see some DACA pushes, but traditionally that's been bad against ER large trade mechs. But all three battle masters are gone for both teams, so that could be a viable option at this point. All right, it looks like they're starting to ready up, so we're about to kick this one off.
Oh my gosh, they're screaming at us for MC. Oh no.
Oh, have we not done any giveaways?
No, we don't have any. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh no. Oh goodness. Oh well, y'all are gonna have to go to MWO Leagues 1 if you want giveaways.
Yeah, they get all the
Looks
fancy
like,
shit.
yeah, 228 versus Black Omen. They're definitely giving away some fancy prizes over there. Just a quick update, if anybody has not checked on 228 game, don't believe I see the score yet. I will have that available as soon as possible.
All right, we are just waiting on Texan Scrublord now.
Alrighty, it looks like everybody's ready. I think this catch. Oh, looks like Black Omen has won at least one drop from 228, so
Wicked.
don't know the score though. Are you down to do interviews after this last drop with the team captains from both teams?
Yeah, I think we have time.
Alright.
I don't really know what to ask them though. I don't want to hurt
Oh, I'll
anybody's
run my mouth,
feelings.
don't worry. There seems to be a glitch where my spectator is perpetually moving right. Okay, it's gone. Oh, thank you, PGI. I like the spectator tool.
Working as intended.
Exactly. What is it? A game without a couple glitches.
Stop any hostiles that get
All right,
in your
Alright,
way.
what do you see on Crossfire?
Clan Crossfire, we have a Hellbringer, a Flea 20, an Incubus, well, 2 Hellbringer Primes, 2 Hunchback 2 CAs, and 2 Annihilator 1 Ps. So lots of ER large.
Gotcha. It looks like we are going to see the ER large supernovas from White Knight's Legion. 2 of them, in fact. A Warhawk, that's a fantastic trade mech, especially on the northern side of the map. A Hellbringer Virago, 10% range quirk, so you do have a lot of options with that mech. A Piranha 3, that's interesting. I'm guessing that's going to be high alpha laser build. And 2 Hunchback A's, most likely lasers. Let me check that real quick. Yep, 4 large lasers. So, maybe not the top of the rack when it comes to ER large meta, but definitely some viable options here. Looks like WK is going to go with pushing up the middle here and taking control of Theta and Kappa. Gamma went uncontested for White Knightless Legions. That could cost them badly because now they're just sitting on a 3 cap, and as long as they draw this game out, it won't matter if they win their trade
Yep.
because they could just win on caps again.
Just gotta stall them out, right?
Somebody please strike Draven, Brower, and Mr. Summer over here. They should not be allowed to be that close. Please. Oh, that's a nasty strike from WKA.
And the
Looks
funny
like
thing
they
is, those supernovas are gonna have a hard time peaking against those annihilators. I think they have higher mounts.
true. Supernova does have a couple lasers in the arms, though. However, I don't think that's going to make a difference because you have to clear your entire body over the ridge to get that. Looks like Crossfire is pretty clumped up here. They're definitely not in control of the map, and
Oh, looks like somebody
they
fell
do
out of their
appear to be.
trading position. Uh-oh.
Wow, Draven is
somebody just got
absolutely
habbed.
getting pounded. Yeah, he is
Yeah, mistakes were
down
made.
to 2 small pulse and 2 PPCs.
Uh-oh.
Oh, those summoners have PPCs. Oh, one of them has PPCs, one has lasers. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, so that was a huge misplay by him, but it looks like they've equally traded damage with this Hunchback, and both Hunchbacks have taken a lot of damage. Same with the Hellbringer, and it looks like they're
Enemy
about to lose
forces have
Sigma. Texan Scrublord has snuck the cap in,
Oh,
and
that is
that
a
is
4
no.
cap. Yeah.
Yeah. So Crossfire is in a really bad position right here. They have to retake map control, otherwise they're going to lose this on caps again.
Uh-oh. Another strike on XK.
Ooh, wow. Ooh, 20% on him, along with some PPC damage. Same with the Hellbringer.
Yikes.
He's just getting pounded up on that ridge. I think that's part of the problem with not spreading out is those strikes are twice as effective.
Yeah, looks like Teos is trying to
Yeah.
sneak up on Cap and Cat. Uh-oh.
Could get a free back shot in here. Oh, it looks like he
Oh, wow,
decided
he
to
is
go.
completely uncontested.
Wow, I think White Knight Legions has got a nice concave here, and they might start to close in around
Yep.
Crossfire. No, I think they're going to hold their position. Oh, the battle for Sigma here. Texan Scrub Lord versus the Incubus. It looks like Sigma went back to Crossfire, so they have delayed the cap a little bit, but if they don't take Gamma or sneak Kappa or something, they're not in good control of this map. And it looks like they're losing trades across the boards. Annihilator down to 53%. He is starting to hurt. And Teos is just pounding him with those PPCs. And not taking a lot of return fire. TK87 looking to flank around and get a nice trade position on the left side, but I think it's a little bit too late to spread out.
Yeah, Teos is just dominating these guys. What the heck? Oh, there is a strike on him.
He's going to get pushed off the ridge. Oh, 6 or 7% on that strike. Sigma is still contested, but it's not going to matter if they can't take Gamma. Okay, so Crossfire has finally devoted a mech to try to take Gamma, but it might be a little bit too late as White Knight Legion has a 200 tick advantage, and it looks like they're about to neutralize Sigma.
Yikes.
Yep, there goes Sigma. Oh, this is looking rough for Crossfire. They have yet to finish their kill on Draven, and he's been 50% for more than half the match now.
Yeah, looks like the Piranha Pi has gotten into XK.
And there goes XK. They are pushing hard on this eastern side.
And that Piranha's just sitting there picking people off. Uh-oh.
There he goes. That high alpha build at that close range. That is painful. Captain Cat stuck out in the open here. Looks like he's going to go down.
Uh-oh.
Fuzzy's probably going to be next. They do manage to kill Draven Dark Shadow, but I think it's a little bit too late. They're behind on caps, they're behind on kills. White Knight Legions is just controlling this map.
Yep, they're stuck now, basically. This is it for them.
There's not many places they can go except to the grave. Pick up a kill in the punchbacks. Fuzzy at 40%, same with Doomguard, he goes down.
Oh, man.
Well played by White Knight's Legion.
Well, it's down to a flea now. Let's see if he can pull off a miracle.
He might get Kappa. Stillwater over here. Flea 20. He's got that ECM, so they won't be able to see him coming.
Oh, they'll try
4
and find
small
out.
pulse lasers. That is an interesting build.
Uh-oh, looks like they've spotted him already.
Yeah, it might be a little bit too late for him to try to sneak that back cap. Good aggression on White Knight Legions there. Definitely won their trades and then capitalized when it was time. Of the ridge, he is open everywhere, but for the amount of damage he did, losing his side torso is definitely worth it.
Yep.
Fantastic strike usage by White Knight Legion as well. I wish we'd seen a little bit more of that from Crossfire. Even if you're missing strikes, you can still spam it and hopefully hit someone.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially with how clumps both teams were.
Those artillery strikes, very nasty things, like big shotguns.
It's a free damage button.
Yep.
There's no excuse not to use it. Steelwater looked like he's gonna go for a frag. Oh, he just freaking scaled that wall. That was impressive.
Yep,
that
there's the mask.
Just scoot.
Oh, there he goes.
He goes down.
We failed.
Well played by White Knight Legion there. Crossfire, I think, just wasn't trading as aggressively as they needed to be, and definitely didn't have as good a position as they needed. They could have taken game a lot earlier there and slowed that match down. All right, let's see if we can get some talk about the damage and then get some interviews in here. Tios with an expected high damage score, 609 damage. Only one kill, but he opened up that Annihilator and the Supernova, I believe, as well. There was a lot of mechs behind that hill that he just absolutely destroyed with Pop-Tarts. Pi and the Piranha, 569 damage. That late game Piranha play is just extremely...
Yeah, that was pretty devastating. Basically got kills for free, which is kind of hilarious.
Yeah, it is almost impossible to kill that Piranha close range and near our large mechs.
Yeah, that's...
Especially when you're having to protect your torso.
Especially when you can't look down in those damn things.
Yeah.
All right, I'm moving over to the API thingamajig. I sent you a link to it.
Yep, here we are. War Crimes Award goes to no, not Samaro. Goes to John McFuzzy, 15. So, sadly, no team kills tonight. Better luck next time, guys.
Right. That's what we're looking for. Team kills and penises on the maps.
Yeah,
This
that
is
was
what
an
we live for.
interesting. It looked like Crossfire had the advantage there. They managed to get Draven down to 50% and cut him in half right there at the beginning. Wasn't enough to kill him, and he just pulled back a little bit. And I don't know if they overcommitted trying to kill him, but they started to lose their trades, and they definitely lost map control by not. They gave up Gamma for free, which is almost inexcusable as Team 1, especially since you have the mountain to play with when you're assaulting Gamma. And it just... as time ticked on, Cap started to go in favor of White Knight Legion, and they just couldn't bring it back. 5-0 for White Knight Legion. Well played tonight, guys, from both teams. I know Crossfire is off to a little bit of a rocky start, but keep in mind this is the highest seeded team in Div B, so definitely not necessarily a surprising result, and still a good show on drop 4 by Crossfire, but positioning just did not go in their favor. All right, let me see if I can pull some of these guys in for interviews. All right, I have asked them if they would like to join. Do manage to kill Draven Dark Shadow, but I think it's a little bit too late. They're behind on caps, they're behind on kills. White Knight Legion is just controlling this map.
Yep, they're stuck now, basically. This is it for them.
There's not many places they can go except to the grave. Pick up a kill in the punch
Knives.
Fuzzy at 40%. Same with Doomguard, he goes down.
Oh man.
Well played by White Knights Legion.
Well, it's down to a flea now. Let's see if he can pull off a miracle.
He might get Kappa. Stillwater over here. Flea 20. He's got that ECM, so they won't be able to see him coming.
Oh, they'll try
4
and find
small
out.
pulse lasers. That is an interesting build.
Uh-oh, looks like they've spotted him already. All
Yeah,
right.
it
So did
might
we get
be
anyone for an interview, or are they
a
just
little
hanging
bit too
out?
late for him to try to sneak that back. Summer said he's down for interviews,
Good
so
aggression
we're just
on
waiting on
White
him.
Knight
Cat and
Legion's
Cat
part.
has not responded, so I don't know if we'll get a representative.
Definitely won their
Oh wait,
trade
we have to
they're
pull them in.
upstairs.
Yeah.
when it was
Oops,
time.
my bad. Here, I'll just move them. Or
For the
let's go
Ridge,
up there,
he
I
is
guess.
open everywhere,
Yeah, okay.
but for the amount of damage he
Hey, you
did,
guys.
Hello.
G'day.
Well played from both teams tonight. I know the score was a little bit favored for White Knight Legion, but I definitely saw wings from Crossfire as well.
There was at least one tantalizingly close game in there for us. That dropped 4. If we'd just got the lights to go cap just 20 seconds earlier, maybe we could have taken it.
Yeah,
True.
when all those battle masters were focusing me, I was like, well, I guess I'll die.
Guys got trapped in the low ground there, and it got called, and so we just jumped on you.
Yeah, that was an interesting strat there to see you guys push up and take the mountain. Not a lot of teams have been doing that from Team 2 side on Alpine recently. So it's nice to see that it works out fragging wise, but next time you know just to devote a little bit more to the cap.
Well, we know we went into it very clear about that. That leaves you short of caps, and that means Epsilon, getting Epsilon as soon as possible becomes a major deal. And unfortunately, we just went quite fast enough. But the Battle Masters really just did push W all the way up until there. So it was just, it is pretty tricky to come in from that side.
True.
I mean, our initial goal wasn't to play the cap game. We do like to kill, but we just wanted to maintain the cap so we didn't fall behind there in case shit did go wrong.
The Troll Mando wasn't quite as effective this week as it was last week.
Oh man, feels bad, man, because that was against my team. All right.
Well,
let's talk about drop 1.
Carry on.
Yes, let's talk about drop 1. Let me hear the thoughts behind this Lerm deck. That was interesting.
Well, we're not really a Lerm team, is the truth of it. And whenever there's talk of bringing Lerms, we really struggle with the idea that we're not practiced or skilled at it. But we could see that with the 625-ton drop deck that is very, very slow, and on Tourmaline from Team 1, that Lerms were going to be really, really, really strong. And we sort of ummed and ahed about the strat, and eventually we decided it was just too much of a opportunity for lols to pass up. Really, that was the thing that decided it for us. It was like, should we do this? Should we not do this? If we don't do it, we'll just regret it because it could be so hilarious. And we ended up doing it, and it was marginally effective. But I think that our lack of experience with limbs really hampered us there. Like my guy's instinct is to get a front line, hold a corner. All those things that you really need to do the exact opposite with when you play limbs. Didn't work in our favor there.
Yeah, it was interesting to see right off the bat. You guys basically traded annihilators. I think Level and his annihilator got halved, and TK87 and the Mean Baby got halved.
Oh, that was Nick here, Nikoro
Oh,
doing
okay. So just annihilator trades right off the bat, and with a Lerm deck, especially against a Brawl deck, I feel like that's a really, really hard mech to give up. He was halved immediately, which is well played by White Knight's Legion to be able to identify that he had overcommitted in a really slow mech, so he was not getting back to covering anytime soon. I want to know what the comms were like for White Knight Legion, though. I know you guys ran a press W strat, but when you see Lerbs on the other team, it just makes you want to press W like twice as hard.
I was just calling where they were moving because I literally barely moved. I sat there at 1,200 meters out of Lerm range, just shooting at everything that exploded.
Oh, true. That dire wolf was powerful up on that ridge.
I just held down the attack button, the shoot, the fire, everything, and used the cool shot when things got too hot.
Impressive 900 damage out of that mech as well.
It was a perfect spot. I lucked out with that one. I'm going to say it was kind of lucky in my part. That's where you guys went.
Yeah. Saw some impressive armor rotation out of the Victors as they pushed up to be able to show fresh Victors to the Lerm mechs as soon as one got busted up. And I think they just ran out of space. So the Supernova and the Fafnirs just ran out of space. And that's what cost you guys.
Probably
One of the
rotated the
things-
wrong direction and then didn't do it fast enough. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about camping corners or holding lines. We should have just been scattering so that we could learn and cover each other rather than balling together and trying to hold a corner or something silly like that.
True. A lot of rock, paper, scissors went into that as well, because against a trade deck, that Lerm deck could be, twice as effective. I was especially surprised not to see a Narc mech from what I saw.
Two
Oh,
assassins with Narc.
Oh,
I
okay,
got-
the assassin Narc. Okay,
It's a Narc, 3 medium pulse and stealth.
gotcha. That makes sense.
I got narked way the fucking Zimbabwe, but I just
Yeah, I fired at you at like 1400 meters or something. I was like, oh wait, that's stupid.
I'm like, I'm marked. Oh wait, I'll just stay here.
PGI,
So
can
was
we
the
get like a
Wi-Fi.
light Narc or something with extended range?
Well, the rhetoric here is that LRMs are meta right now, and I mean, this is a sample size of one. We didn't prove anything by doing this, but I think it's a pretty. I don't know what you guys think, but I think it's it's certainly not proving that way in Martial Olympiad so far.
Actually, after we did our practices yesterday, we decided to just run narc and lerms, and we actually ran mechs out of AMS ammo and one on mining.
I think there's a really interesting dynamic with that now, especially with the AMS buffs and Lerms. They're arguably stronger in some cases, but weaker in others. So
I agree.
really situational there. I think the entire playstyle has shifted.
Yeah, it's a cheesy strategy, and in faction play or things like that, you can make it work. But against a coordinated, organized team who's aware of the possibility. I mean, I don't know. I assumed you guys would be preparing for a possibility that we'd bring limbs. It's a much harder order. No.
Nope.
think-
I got not goddamn once.
I think everybody expected AC2 spam out of that drop with all the annihilators you can bring.
Well, we had that vote. We had the team leaders vote earlier in the week about whether we should ban LRMs from drops 1, 4, and 5, and it didn't get the majority needed to. It got over 50% yes, but it didn't get a 2/3 majority, which is what they wanted.
True. So for anybody who doesn't know, the MOR team leaders and admins, we thought about banning LRMs altogether from the entire tournament, and that's what he's
They're already
discussing
banned
here.
from 2 and 3. Yeah.
Yeah. How about drop 2, Caustic Valley? Some interesting choices there. I saw some crabs, I think, drop 3.
There's
So
3. Yeah.
my heart goes out to you guys. But sadly,
Crab people.
didn't work out.
Crab
I
people
think-
love. We did
Yeah.
better in drop 3 than we did in drop 2. Drop 2 was an 8-0. We tried to do a hold on the camp, the mountains. But do you know what the funny thing about these drops is? And Samara already mentioned it in a PM, but we played these exact maps in this order against White Knight Legion in the last season of Battle for Midway.
Huh.
And obviously with Battle for Midway, it was light drop, then heavier drop, then heavier drop, so it was a bit different. But we actually did kind of what White Knight Legion did in their Caustic Valley setup, where they held those mountainsides and we pushed them. But we pushed them in Orions and things like that, and then we all desync, which was awesome. But in this time we had the Gorse and the large pulse laser Black Knight. We're trying to just delete legs in the push and then close in from behind with the lights was the thinking there. But the lights got fully engaged with brawls, all scattered all over, and a lot of 1v1 and 2v1s and all that kind of stuff all over the map. And,
True. I
and
believe
then
on the
enough mechs, enough like linebackers and things got through to our Warhammers and stuff and just wrecked them.
True.
Yeah,
I think on that range deck you guys ran, both mislinks did under 100 damage, which is
Yeah.
definitely it counts for an early pick. Same with I think, was it you and the Kentaro? Just got overwhelmed right off the bat.
Was
That's a tough
supposed to
call.
be a sort of a a rock holding back the tide, that Kentaro, just to slow people down and tank, because the Kentaro is ridiculously tanky with that if you don't put anything in the CT or if you just put a rocket launcher in there or whatever.
Yeah, we definitely saw
But
that
yeah.
in Drop 3 as well from White Knight Legion.
Mm.
Texan Scrub Lord taking a lot of damage in his Kentaro.
You want to know the extent of our strats for those maps for drop 2 and 3?
NASCAR.
Yes, that was actually in the notes. NASCAR. Just come screaming over the hill like a bunch of raging morons and go for legs.
Yep, that's it. That's this like typical way to run those drop 2 and 3 stuff, like because it is quite a lighter drop, so that lends itself to that brawling and stuff. And I'm sure that's what White Knight expected from us. That's our MO. But yeah, I tried to throw something a little different at them and it didn't pay off.
I am a little curious why you legged the Hellfire when its side torsos are even weaker.
That was an interesting mech choice. We were talking about that. Hellfire doesn't seem to be high up on the meta tier list, so I was surprised to see that.
It's on Grim Mechs, if I remember correctly. It has a lot of DPS, and then no, that's the point. But this one is just the brawl version. You just use the mask to juke everything. I didn't have time to juke because I got crabbed.
That push on that left side was, I saw a couple of isolated mechs, including that Hellfire there. That most of your team were in the Caldera, and we had an opportunity there, but we just couldn't capitalize on it fast enough.
Yeah, it's a squishy mech, I'll admit. I just got caught out and got eaten.
I think drop 3, you guys kind of split in. You were balled up at the beginning, and then it split into some minor altercations throughout, and it just came down to focus fire at that point.
Yep. We didn't commit hard enough to our left-hand push, and they NASCAR'd in behind us, and that turned enough people that it all just went into disarray, really.
Let's revisit drop 4 again. We already talked about you guys pushed up the mountain and lost to Caps, even though you outfragged WKA when it came to actual fighting. Still, that's a tough call to make there. You could have ran. Why? Oh, let me ask you this. So, what was the decision behind pushing up the mountain instead of spreading out on the southern portion of the map, kind of like White Knight did in drop 5?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a gamble, isn't it? You maybe take a little bit of it's you got to make a really hard play for Sigma up that side, and it's both teams are trying to win Feta and Sigma. Basically, if you play up that left side, and that just comes down to just straight trading. Whereas I think that you have a stronger position up on that right side, and it worked for us the week before versus you guys. Didn't work out this time.
True enough.
Battle Masters can outrange pretty much anything.
Yeah, I was also surprised you guys threw all your Battle Masters into drop 4 instead of spreading them out, even though that is probably the strongest mech on Alpine, arguably, for trading.
Yeah.
One thing I want to know, Samaru, I want to know, what were the comms like when Draven fell off the hill and got absolutely blasted in drop 5?
Oh, he survived it.
He did. He got halved, though. He was open CT and down to 2 PPCs and a small pulse laser.
I think he went like, oh shit, I fell off.
Oh, that's disappointing. For the amount of damage he took, I was expecting a little bit more panic.
Totally. Cool, calm, and collected.
Yeah, I think the problem you guys ran into on drop 5 is you guys gave Gamma up for free, which from Team 1's perspective, that is a tough sell.
But you got all those clustered caps. I would say Team 1 has the advantage, even though we lost. I'd say Team 1 has the advantage on Alpine Peaks, just because you do have those caps clustered and close to where you start. You got Epsilon, Theta, and 6. that you
You
can.
also have,
They're all really nice and close together. You can kind of guard them effectively.
yeah, you
Um,
have pretty good Overwatch on them.
we just didn't do a good job. That's as simple as it was. We made bad trades and got wrecked, and we got again and again we got striked to death. That's it.
True, you guys were balled up a little bit on that ridge, which made strikes, 3 or 4 times more effective.
Yep, eating strikes. We love doing that. We eat strikes for breakfast.
Anything you want to add, Bear Claw?
Nope, that was it. You handled the interview pretty good.
All right. Well, thank you
Did
guys
I
for the
win? Did I
matches
win the
tonight.
interview? Did I win something?
G-Bear, thank you for your input.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I thought it wasn't even.
I'm sorry,
Thank
I
you
was
guys
being
for the
lazy.
matches
My
tonight.
bad.
Why do
There's
I
a-
ask you to do this again?
Hey, it's not my fault, okay?
Either way, thank you guys for the matches tonight. Those were definitely entertaining to watch. I think both teams can definitely walk away heads held high and having known that they can learn from that experience. White Knights definitely a little bit of a better showing. So I think they showed, you guys in Crossfire what you need to work on. And hopefully, White Knights Legions is they're a top ranked team in this div right now. So hopefully you guys can know it's a little bit off to a rocky start, but your toughest matches are over.
It's
So
really hard to walk away from that Omen game and not think of it as a loss. It's really a bye. I think
true.
I don't
The
know how
Div
well all the
Aiders-
we haven't seen how well all the other teams will play against Div A, but yeah. Anyway, it feels like 3 on the trot now, so we got to pick up and try and win some from here on. In White Knight Legion, we always knew that they were going to be a very strong team.
Yeah, you guys arguably had a bid for Div A this season, but it didn't work out that way. Either
No,
way,
I just didn't think we'd be competitive. Like, I know who are on those Div A teams. We just wouldn't have been competitive with them. It would have been like Swamp Foxes in Div A last season, and they did not have a good time.
True. Well, either way, you guys had a fantastic showing tonight, so thank you guys for letting us cast your match. I had a
Thank
ton
you.
of fun. Hopefully Bear Claw did as well.
Oh, yeah. It's always
I'll
fun.
enjoy watching back.
Thanks for
Hey.
casting.
One more thing. What's up with the CFX? Who's that?
I screenshotted that and sent it to them, so they can sue.
Wait, what?
We are CXF. Not
Oh,
CFX.
my bad. Oh, that's a typo. God damn it.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
no.
why they were talking about KFC in chat.
Uh-oh.
Clan Crossfire, not Clan Firecross.
Somebody asked earlier who was playing, and they said it was White Knight Legions versus KFC.
Oh,
Drop air. That was drop air.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Mistakes were made.
Oh, we did finally change the name of the stream. Oh well.
all right. Cheers, guys. Thank you for casting. I enjoy watching back.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you guys for
And
playing.
I'll enter now for the giveaway. That's sure to follow.
GG's, cat.
Yeah. Cheers, man. Well played.
You too.
Later.
See you. All right, well, I think that about wraps things up.
Yes, it does. Oh, God.
Think.
They found my faults. No.
Thank you for letting me co-cast tonight, Bear Call. This was a blast.
All right. Then that is the end of the cast. I will move us to the other channel. The other screen. Yeah. Cool.
Cool. Thank everybody thank all the viewers for watching tonight. These were some fantastic Div B play. I hope everybody learned something and got a little bit of entertainment about it. Sorry we didn't have any giveaways though. You'll have to go check out the regular MWO League's Div A match for that.
Yeah, go message those guys about it.
Or go find the Beef channel. He does the marble game. That's always a blast.
Mhm.
Thank you guys for showing up to watch, and thank you, Bear Claw, for letting me cast.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. See you later.
Bye all.